My name is William Hart, and this is my wife, Eleanor. I'm 91, and Eleanor turned 90 just last week. For the last 25 years, we've lived beneath open skies, our only roof the stars, our only home a weathered bench in Harmony Park, nestled in the heart of a once bustling town in Oregon. You'll find us there most evenings, side by side, hands entwined and backs resting against splintered wood softened by time and memory. But it wasn't always this way. Once upon a time, we had a life, a modest, beautiful life filled with purpose and rhythm. We were music teachers, devoted not only to the art, but to the children we taught. I taught the violin and Eleanor the piano. Our small classroom, tucked away in the corner of a creaky but proud old school, was alive with the laughter of students, the echo of scales, and the soulful sound of growing dreams. Music wasn't just our profession. It was our language, our love story, our everything. The first time I saw Eleanor, she was sitting at an old upright piano during a faculty rehearsal. Her fingers moved like whispers across the keys, and I was spellbound, not just by her music, but by the way she held herself. Calm, poised, burning quietly like a candle in a dark room. We married the following spring beneath a canopy of cherry blossoms, with our students playing Vivaldi as Eleanor walked down the aisle in her mother's wedding dress. Life was simple, and in that simplicity we found deep joy. We bought a small house on Maple Street, filled it with music and laughter, and years later, were blessed with our daughter, Lily. She had her mother's grace and my stubbornness, and from the moment she could speak, she sang. Our home became a three-piece orchestra, each of us taking turns leading the melody. But in 1999, everything changed. Lily was just 35 when she was diagnosed with acute leukemia. At first, we clung to hope like a life raft in stormy seas. We sought the best doctors, the most advanced treatments, sold our house, our car, every valuable possession, including the baby grand piano Eleanor had owned since she was a teenager. When that wasn't enough, I parted with my violin, a treasured piece handed down from my grandfather, carved in Prague and tuned with tears. We thought love and sacrifice would be enough to save her. But death doesn't negotiate, and in the end, we lost her. When Lily left this world, it felt as though all color drained from our lives. The music stopped. The silence in our home was so deafening that we'd wake in the middle of the night just to play recordings of her laughter, try to remind ourselves she had once existed beyond the pain. We had nothing left, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally. We were hollowed out, and life, being what it is, didn't wait for us to recover. Without a home, without family, without means, we slowly drifted out onto the streets, unnoticed by a society that sees wrinkles before it sees souls. For the first few years, we tried shelters, but they separated men and women, and after 40 years of never sleeping apart, Eleanor and I couldn't bear the thought. So we chose the streets, together. We wandered, sometimes hungry, often cold, but never without one another. The nights were the hardest, when the world quieted down and the ghosts came out. But there were moments of beauty too. Once, a stranger left us a bag of food with a handwritten note that simply said, "For your music." Another time, we found an abandoned violin and fixed it with glue, string, and patience. Eleanor played the parts broken down piano, its keys yellowed and chipped, left outside as a forgotten art piece. Slowly, we started playing again, not for money, but to remember who we were. The songs weren't perfect. Our hands shook, our backs ached, but each note was a memory, a fragment of Lily of Maple Street, of everything we lost and everything we still held on to. We began composing again. Late at night, we'd hum melodies to each other like lullabies in the dark. There's one piece in particular, Lily's Lullaby, a song we built from the hum of Eleanor's heartbeat and the gentle whisper of her tears. It's simple, but it carries our entire world. We played it maybe 1,000 times in the park, hoping someone might hear it and understand that it's more than just music. It's grief and love in conversation. Every so often, A child would stop and listen, or a passerby would drop $1 and whisper, "Thank you." Those moments kept us alive. Years passed like seasons, marked not by calendars, but by the changing tempo of the city around us. We learned the rhythm of street life, when to move, when to hide, where to find warmth, and where kindness might bloom. We saw other souls like us, each carrying their own silent stories, lost beneath layers of survival. But we never forgot who we were. We were not just the old couple in the park. We were William and Eleanor Hart, music teachers, parents, lovers, survivors. And tonight, after 25 years of living as whispers in the background of a fast-moving world, we're here to be seen. The town is hosting a public concert, and somehow, by a miracle I still can't explain, we've been invited to play. The local high school orchestra heard about us. One of our old students, now a conductor, recognized us on a visit to city and insisted we share our music again, our story. So here we are, standing on a small wooden stage beneath string lights in the very park we once called home. My hands tremble, but they still remember. Eleanor's eyes glisten, but her fingers know every key by heart. The orchestra behind us waits. And as I raise my bow and she touches the first note, the world falls silent, not with pity, but with reverence. We play Lily's Lullaby for a crowd that may not know our names, but will hear our hearts. Each note is a chapter, each pause a breath we once held during long nights of loss. In that moment, we are not homeless. We are not forgotten. We are artists. We are parents. We are human. And when the final note fades into the evening air, the applause that rises is not just for music, but for the life we lived, the love we never lost, and the truth that even when life takes everything, music gives it back.